Hello there and welcome back to the Chap's Guide. Now today I'd like to talk to you about my top 5 accessories that I believe bring a real element of class to any chap and really elevate you amongst your peers and the other people who don't think that carefully about the nuances of the way they look and how the accessories that they carry around with them can positively influence the impression that they make upon others. So the first one is really straightforward, quite simple, and that's leather accessories, and particularly a good quality briefcase or a good quality piece of luggage, whatever your lifestyle indicates that you need to carry around with you. Now a briefcase, and I have one here, this is a good brown leather briefcase. I've had this was a Christmas gift off my wife a number of years ago, and you know, it's a solid piece of leather and it's really good quality, but it's something which I get compliments on all the time that I use it, and actually I've had it for about 5 or 6 years. It keeps getting better, you know, like all quality leather products, they patina and they look better the longer you have them, you look after them. You know, I treat that briefcase about once a year with a bit of leather balm, just to make sure that it's, you know, not drying out, that it's kept in good order, and the more you use it, the better it gets. And it's just the thing that you need for putting in, you know, your computer, your laptop, all your little bits and pieces, the things that you use on a daily basis. So when you walk into a room, you're carrying an excellent accessory that people recognize straight away, and they look at you and say, wow, this guy is Chap, you know, he's not just looks the part, that he's carrying the parts as well. Now it may be that you personally are not somebody who uses a briefcase. Increasingly we're not, you know, people tend to carry, you know, man bags, messenger bags, all these different things. Well, it doesn't mean to say you can't accessorize or upscale your accessories even if you're somebody who doesn't carry a briefcase. I mean, even if you're going to the gym every day, or you occasionally take weekends away and you want to uplift the quality of your luggage. Now, what about buying a good quality leather holdall? It's true, you know, leather means money, right? So you have to pay a bit more for these things. But the reality is, when you've invested in a briefcase or a good leather holdall, it's something that you've invested in for the decades going forward. Remember, if anything goes wrong with leather, you can take it to a cobbler's, a shoemaker, and more often than not, they can effect a repair on your item. So if the buckle goes on your briefcase, take it to a cobbler, a shoemaker, and just in the way that they're able to repair leather shoes, they'll be able to repair your leather briefcase. It'll add a bit more of your character, a bit more of your personality to that case. It'll take on a different life. It keeps getting better. So even though it costs quite often a lot more to buy a leather briefcase, it's something that will repay you going forward. And don't forget that just in the same way as everything else, when you're making an investment in a piece, don't forget to look at pre-owned. You know, go online, look on eBay and other auction sites that are perhaps local to you, and see if people are liquidating their old briefcases. I have actually bought some excellent briefcases off eBay over the years, and I still use them regularly. I've got a small briefcase I use just for carrying a laptop, and the larger one you've just seen for carrying more bits and pieces. Can also be used as an overnight bag, really. It quite expands out, allows you to get loads of things in there, and you know, I paid a very small amount of money for some of these other briefcases that I've bought, sold on, given away, things like that. So don't be afraid to go looking for the pre-owned, because leather lasts decades. If you want to get into one, you don't have to buy brand new if your budget doesn't allow you to. Now another accessory, and you might have guessed this because you've seen me talking about them on this channel before, are wristwatches. I think a quality wristwatch can elevate any outfit that a man is wearing. You know, you might just be wearing shorts and a t-shirt if it's the summertime, but if you're wearing a good quality watch, people, other men, let's be honest, other chaps will recognize that watch, and they know that you're somebody who knows how to dress the part because you've accessorized whatever you're wearing, you know, to the top degree. Even if you're at the pool and you're wearing you know, just swimming trunks, if you've got a good quality sports watch on that matches your outfit, it really makes a difference to people who, let's be honest, they will judge you. You know, people, we're talking about superficial things, but of course accessories are those superficial things. They're the added level of luxury that any chap carries about them, which elevates them in the eyes of others. Now when it comes to wristwatches, don't get caught up in the brands, all right? It doesn't have to be a Rolex or an Omega or whatever it is that that are the buzzwords for luxury watches. It can just be a nice looking watch. There are many brands like Seiko and Orient which make beautiful, good quality automatic wristwatches that don't have to break the bank. So it's about the look more than the value and the cost of it. It's how it blends in with your ensemble, the clothes that you're wearing. You know, for me, I've only got a very small wristwatch collection of 3 wristwatches. I have sort of casual one. I'm wearing a Tudor wristwatch today, which is quite casual. It's got a leather strap. I'll just bring it forward, perhaps, so you can have a little look at it. And that I tend to wear this watch, with my dress-down clothes. And then I've got other watches, if I need to dress myself up, that actually I wear on those occasions. I take attention to the details of my clothing, and I know that others who look upon me are also paying attention to the details, because I look of what watches other people are wearing when I see them. So it's not a way of judging people, it just gives you an impression of that person. And the other thing is, as we've talked about many times before, you don't just wear a quality item for the way that you portray yourself to others. It's yourself as well. You know, particularly the watch, it's a practical thing. You look at it many times a day, because it tells you the time. It tells you where you have to be somewhere at a certain time. You're in work for a certain amount of time. You've got to make an appointment. And every time you look at a nice watch, it brings a little bit of joy to your day. I know it does for me. So wearing a good quality wristwatch is a great way of elevating the accessories that you wear, or just curating a collection of watches for the different occasions that you find yourself in. A sports watch, a dress watch, a day-to-day watch, whatever suits you and your lifestyle. Now it might sound a bit perverse, the next one, standing here as I am in the April sunshine in the UK in our spring. It's an exceptionally warm day today, very unusual, it's way up in the mid-20 degrees. But ordinarily at this time of year, I'd still be wearing my winter clothes, typically. And the next accessory is something which I think really elevates your winter wardrobe, and that is a good pair of quality leather gloves. Now leather gloves, I think, are the one thing which, again, it's worth investing in, because they pay you back over many years. Now of course, technical fabrics have the edge when it comes to keeping your hands warm in extreme conditions. So as I've said before, if I was going skiing, I wouldn't be wearing a pair of leather gloves. They're not the right thing to wear in that situation. But if you're going out and you're dressing formally, perhaps wearing an overcoat or some other form of winter smarter clothing, a pair of good quality leather gloves really elevates the way that you dress, because those accessories make all the difference. Not only that, they keep your hands warm and they keep you looking tip-top and sharp as well. So worth buying a pair of leather gloves, and as again, like leather, last for many years if you look after them. If something goes wrong, if they get torn or ripped, again, you can take them back to the cobbler's and he can stitch them up for you, put them back in order, and they should last you many, many years, even though the initial investment can be more expensive. The pair I'm holding now, this is a pair of British military officers' gloves, which are really good quality. They're unlined. I can wear them in the sort of in-between seasons like we are now. And the beauty of these gloves, I bought them on eBay and they cost me £25. So they're a pair of gloves that will last for many years. They look great with most of my my winter wardrobe. Worth investing in. Look around, find yourself a good pair of leather gloves. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. If you are, please give me a thumbs up, and you can support the channel by subscribing and leaving me a comment. It's great to hear what you think about what we're doing. Now the next accessory I want to talk about is far more in keeping with the environment that I'm in today, and that is a pair of sunglasses. Now so many times you see men, chaps, wannabe chaps, wearing sunglasses which are very modern, very retro, and just simply don't fit their facial features. For me, a good pair of sunglasses, again, it's an investment piece. It's something that you can expect to pay £100, couple of £100, but it's something that should last you for years and years if you invest well. Now, this is a pair of Ray-Ban Clubmasters, and it's an old classic. It's a style which fits many men, and it's one which I know will keep me going for years and years. I always wear these in the summertime. They look good, they look stylish. I know it's cost over £100, but I've owned these glasses for 5 years. So the value proposition, squeezing every penny from each pound that I spend on my style, is valid when it comes to investing in good eyewear. Particularly if you need a prescription for your glasses, you know, invest in a good pair of sunglasses as well. That way you can keep looking stylish regardless of the weather, or even when you're driving your car, you know. And not only that, but it makes you feel more confident. If you know you look good, you'll feel good on the inside, makes you more confident, and that will be present in the way that you carry yourself through life. When it comes to picking your glasses, go to a good quality optician or sunglasses outlet and try many different pairs on. Go with a friend or loved one and ask for second opinions. Ask what suits you the best. That way you're likely to get what really suits you. Another accessory which I think really sets a gentleman apart, a chap, from his peers, is a pen. Now, I know we're living in a world where pens are becoming less and less relevant. We write less than we've ever done, because pretty much everything we do these days is on the medium of digital technology. However, there are still going to be occasions where you need to sign your name. And the way that you sign your name in front of other people is all part of that important first impression that you make. For me, I always have a nice quality pen in the pocket of my jacket, and I personally like to use a fountain pen because, you know, I'm a bit of a classicist, a bit of an old-fashioned sort of guy, and I like a pen which looks the part. Now, this pen you see here, yes, it looks quite stylish, it looks quite expensive, and I have to say, it writes as well as any of the other pens that I own. But it's not a Mont Blanc. It's not something that costs hundreds and hundreds of pounds or dollars. This is a Duke brand pen that I bought off eBay. It's from China, but it's high quality metal construction with a lacquer over the top, and it writes just as well as any other pen. The reason I mention that is because you don't have to spend a pile of money on your accessories to look the part. This pen I've had for 5 or 6 years, and when I need to sign my name on a contract or I'm buying something which involves the signature, I pull out my pen, I make my signature, and it always just elevates me in the eyes of those who are engaging with me, who see me using this pen. So many times I've had comments made about you know, the way the pen that I'm using, that's a lovely pen, what type of pen is that? And when I tell them it's something I paid about £10 for, you know, they're always very surprised, and it's because I've looked for the value proposition. You know, I don't have the money to spend £200, £300, £400 on a nice Mont Blanc pen. I wish I did, but the truth is I get more or less the same effect because I've shopped around and I've uplifted my accessories just by being smart and thinking about the way I want to be perceived by others. Well, those are just some of my tips about the accessories that I believe are worth investing in, because they pay you back over years and years of you looking smart and you looking sharp. Now, of course, the list doesn't end there. There are so many other things I could have included. I could have included pocket squares. I could have included the ties that you wear, the cravats if you're a cravat wearer, a bow tie, whatever. I could have included things like this. This is a lovely leather journal. Now, you know, less and less people use journals these days, but when it comes to keeping notes, if you're carrying around some sort of cheap book in your bag that you pull out to make notes in, or even your diary, you know, I think it's worth investing in something of quality, something that's going to last for years and years. It's going to get better over time. This is a leather covered one, and all you have to do is buy new inserts when you've run out of pages to write in. So the actual journal itself, the appearance of that accessory, will simply get better as time goes on, because it's leather. I look after it, I make sure it's you know, always conditioned once a year to make sure it doesn't dry out, and it always looks great when I pull it out of my bag. I make notes with my high quality pen as it looks. People know that I'm somebody who's a professional, who means business, and I've taken care of my accessories. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this journey through my accessory list today. If you have, click the thumbs up button, leave me a comment, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next Chap's Guide video. Until then, I hope you stay safe. I hope you remain well, and we will speak again very soon.